Welcome back everyone, Ben here, and today we're back with another episode of Everrail. And if you've missed any of the previous ones and you want to check out how we got to where we got to so far, again, we are playing this primarily designed co-op survival game as a solo experience with our own custom settings. So I'll leave a link to the existing playlist in the description below, and it will probably appear in the top right of your screen now as well if you do want to catch up on that. But yeah, really grew on me last episode on the second time jumping into this. Really starting to get into the flow of things now, and we parked up just outside a facility, and there was also a train, like a new train car parked in front of us. So we're gonna check that out. They have been doing a few updates as well since last time, and apparently they've like updated the UI, and it still feels quite overbearing, and I don't think there's really much scale wise. Apparently they like scaled it down 10%, I guess, to like 90% of its original. So yeah, not too sure with that. I would love to just get rid of that tab. Like, it doesn't need to be shown there. We know the tab is there. I guess like the H is there as well for while it's in early access, but again, I would love to just hide that. The building tool on the bottom right, which you toggle with Z, again, don't need to show that. Doesn't need to be there at all times. If I want to, then maybe I can press Z and show it, but you know what I mean? There's just a lot of clutter. And then even like you got the banner, the early access on the top right corner. Get rid of that. You know, little things here. I'd shrink it all a little bit more, but making good progress, and they are doing lots of updates and fixes and balances and things like that. So with all that said, we're gonna jump in and explore it a little bit more, see what's going on. So sit back, relax, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Everrail. So there's our like spare like or new carriage. I'm guessing we're gonna have to like, I want to just move forward a bit, but it might be that we've got to like back up, and because where does that, there's no like, is there a legend? There is a legend. There's no legend. It looks like it's like just an obstacle. I'm trying to look. We'd have to like go all the way here and then reverse our way back. 'Cause that's what I'm kind of thinking, right? We can't like just bump into this. We're just gonna connect to it. All right. Okay. 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 I'm pretty sure that's like old scrap stuff. It's not, you can get extra carriages, but I'm not sure that's, because it has the same thing as the obstacle. Reverse a little bit. And near this. Okay. So yeah, because that's like another obstacle as well. So our train only took a couple of hits of integrity there. It wasn't a massive amount, but yeah, there is going to be a way. I think it's going to be a lot more obvious when there is a train car that we can attach to. There's not one that's you know, struggling, I guess. How's our inventory? Okay. Head over here. We've got to be careful. There are some mines. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Again, you got to like hide everything. Oh. Get that again. Nice, so thanks for the comments and the views and the likes and stuff on the previous 2 videos. Really do appreciate it, and while you guys are wanting to see more, we'll keep going while there is some stuff to see here. They're planning every 8 to 12 weeks to have like a major content update, so it can be something that we can like come back to every now and again as well. See how things are going. There's a lot of weapons, huh? Look at that. Hold on, this is like... There's a precision rifle there. It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, it's good. This must be like an armory of some sorts. It's a new... Right, we haven't tried one of these before. Got 3 rounds in the magazine. Right, our health's full already. Got it there in case we need it. It would be cool if there were things you could do with these bits to like interact, download stuff, or you know, you could have different objectives. Like maybe you'd have to activate something and then a timer, and then you got to hold off a few waves of things, and then you can get out. But I think it's what I think a few of you have said this in the comments as well, that you would like. There we go. It's quite nice actually. It's quite nice and accurate. You kind of agree with me in the sense that it would be nice if there was a bit of like progression for your character itself. I don't think we're gonna need... I mean, yes, we could break these down. What I might do is store a lot of these in here. The reason I'm doing that is because we can come back to it. Same with this one. I'm gonna take these. We have some plates. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna leave those spare weapons in there because we can always come back and grab them at the end and then recycle them. You know, salvage them, get some stuff out of them. I'm gonna be trying. Be careful. That's a shotgun. That'd be nice to try that one as well. Get to try some of these weapons out, which is quite cool. We can put that there. I'm not going to need the cold food at the moment. There's a shotgun. This is what the shotgun looks like. Hard, isn't it? Because that... Whenever you're playing, like, sci-fi games, you try and... You want this sci-fi aesthetic, but then it's quite hard to have weapons that look and sound good, because the default is to make them go pew 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 pew, and normally ends up in quite a lackluster vibe. Comes to it. There's so many weapons here. This is actually insanely over. Just so much more here than we need. Yeah, we'd have to come back here with like empty bags just to purely salvage everything. We're not going to be able to bring everything. I mean, we could do. I do have the loot goblin ability to do this. I am up to the challenge. It's the same layout as one of the other ones we went to. So again, you got this little kind of warehouse spinning off in 3 different directions. You can hear him. He decided at the last minute they didn't fancy it. Okay. So much here. And again, like, when you're doing the custom difficulty settings, you can make loot even more abundant. You can make it more scarce as well. So it does give you... Oh, keep pressing escape there. It does give you the options, but yeah, there's so many, like, rifles and pistols. This is definitely, like, I guess you could say it's, like, meant to be, like, a storage for, their weapons and... Or maybe, like, a weapon manufacturing plant or something like that. Shame we can't park closer. And again, the nice thing with this is that you don't, there's nothing out, like, it's just loot in there. We don't have to go back in there and grab loads of stuff. You can if you want to, but you know, if you were like, oh, that's enough for me, I'm gonna keep moving, and you can do. It's procedurally generated, so the world doesn't end. It's just going to create making more and more of the world. We do need to start looking at building some of these, actually, as well. I think a suit reinforcement would be quite nice. Some more bolts and stuff like that, but... Come to the salvager. These in here, and you can actually then mark stuff as junk as well, so you can actually put like all your trash things in. So I think if I press Y, no, oh yeah, but this isn't, so this would be, do I toggle that as trash? So it says Y down here, but it's actually got a duplicate thing here. But if I move all trash, anything that's got the red mark there, and if I was to say, if I was to toggle that for trash, so although it has the keybinds, it doesn't... Oh, okay, you've got to actually have it selected, then it does. And if you press that, and then you press what? No, okay, so the Y doesn't work at all. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Let's go up. Open storage. And these are all full, aren't they? You can press X to sort these. Okay. So we do have some graphite there. Kind of like match these all up. But yeah, okay. Tech fabricator. Make some different stuff here as well. I think we're in a place where we need another... Need like huge storage really, but that's like more advanced stuff. Large storage you could do. Yeah. And it's like, you know, I don't need all of these, I don't need all of these, but got them anyway. Carrying loads of ammo. And I don't know if it, let's try it, because there's only some ammo and we can get ammo back really easily. Let me just say I was gonna make a little ammo pile here. Can I drop? Oh yeah, G. Can I just leave it there? Is it like the last caretaker where we could just leave it? We could just let it do its thing. Can't really craft anything else because we're gonna burn for our energy. What I want to do is, can we equip this? This is what I mean, like, where does this go? Because there isn't like a character, you know what I mean? Like you can't see a character and then drag it over onto the helmet slot. Looks like that might be something they could do in the future. I think that would be good to have that, but maybe it's only when we're on an expedition. No. They have to be on the toolbar. Oh, it is. So you put it on your tool belt and you get the benefits of it. No. I don't like that. I mean, I wouldn't sacrifice that. Like, you get 50 health, but you lose an inventory slot. Yeah. I think, again, it all comes down to balance and stuff like that, but there's some things where if it's not broke, it doesn't need fixing, and they could easily just have your soldier on the I can see it now. Literally have your soldier here on the right hand side, and you just have a slot for a helmet slot, a chest slot, a few tech slots. You know, you could do a few things like that instead of like your rings, your capes, your shield, and all that stuff that you get in like medieval ones. You could have that with this, and then incentivize you to craft those, because maybe that's me, but I'm not really that incentivized now to craft that stuff. Or it just take up my inventory slots. And it has to be on your belt as well. But it is a way of limiting, I guess, like power gain, presumably. But again, there's other ways to manage that. You could say that, okay, you have these slots, and without upgrading, again, I feel like I'm making a different game now, but without upgrading, you only have like 10 power or something, and some bigger, better upgrades take like 6 power. So you gotta like balance, some take 2. So, you know, you can get more smaller amounts of lower upgrades, or you can go for some of the bigger ones. And I mean, that would give a little bit of like nice build crafting as well.
Critical hunger levels. Immediately consume food.
Oh. It's fun. It's the shotgun. Okay. The shotgun is, something. And the rifle's quite nice. The lean doesn't make too much sense, because you don't fully really lean yourself. We've used a scrapper on 50 robot remains. That was an achievement we just unlocked for that. There we go. Hear them. All right. You do get that scrap metal from absorbing them, which is used for a lot of crafts, really. Quite like that they haven't overcomplicated it with the flashlights and stuff like that. Like, you just have a flashlight equipped. Like, it doesn't matter what gun you're using. Threat detected. Do wish there was like a auto, like, what's it called, where it just compiles it, just merges it together, like an auto merge, It works if you're like dragging everything in automatically. But if there's like a box and there's some things that you don't want to move over, then unless there is a button for it, maybe just quick move, just shift and left click on them. That probably would do it on its own, I'd imagine. Get up here. So, yeah, we don't actually have anything else there, but it's all good. But yeah, same like I said, I think over time they can make these locations more varied and interesting. At the moment, it does seem like there's a lot of like pattern with them, which means a long-term playthrough will start to be a little bit like, okay, do we need anything in here? They're really onto something. Like I said, there is a nice little loop with this. My question is still going to be, and it's more because it's my type of play style, or what I look for in games, is I struggle with pure sandbox where you're making your own, like where there's no objective of sorts. And I know there's an objective to survive, but there's no, at the moment there's no like story or way to like win the game or anything like that. So for me, that's something that having something to work towards, or even stuff to find and or stuff to like progress towards, that kind of stuff is what really clicks with me personally. Whereas I know some people are going to be completely the opposite. Oh, there he is. I was gonna say, someone shot at me. Nice. The rifle's pretty good now. I'd like to like get an upgrade for this so it's stronger. I like the rifle. Not too fussed by the shotgun. Like, not too fussed by that. But do we go back and empty our bags again? We greed. Okay. Ooh, there's a few of them in there. $30 a time. I think they're getting stuck because they're like, oh, we're getting shot at, but we need to close the distance. And this guy's a big guy. I don't think he is a boss, but he's like acting like it. Again, what I want to try is see if these stay. Like if we can come back and pick these up. But yeah, I don't mean any of these things as like from a bad criticism or anything like that. A lot of these are just me thinking, oh, this would make, in my opinion, and they're not making it for my opinion, they're making the game in their own vision. In my opinion, there's these things where I'm like, oh, this would be really cool if they did this, you know? So don't want anyone to think like I'm just shitting on the game. Always try and be constructive with things I think could be a good quality of life or something that could work quite nicely. Want to test and see if we leave and we come back, if that stuff's still going to be there on the floor. Same with on the train, because if it doesn't despawn, it's the risk, isn't it? If it doesn't despawn, then you know that we aren't at full health though, are we? We're not at full health. What's going on with that? Is that... Okay. Okay. Seems like the healing... The healing things aren't working. It's good to keep an eye on. But yeah, my thing is just an opinion at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, these are things where I'm like, oh, this would keep me entertained longer, or this would make this better, in my opinion. If they added these little bits in, and it might not be anywhere near their vision, might not be anything that they're like wanting to do, because they've got their own way that they want this to go, which is absolutely fine. Remove all trash. That's all good. So we'll start recycling with that. We are, like, essentially running out of time. Like, we are gonna have to get a move on. Okay. So that's all... Yeah, it's not enough, though, on its own. Right, okay. I think if I was stricter with the storage, then... Because there might be some things where we only have a few things in one. A few things in another. But... Yeah, we definitely need to... build that up a little bit. Okay. We have enough to... Because I don't think we got enough to, like... Oh, we could build a few bolts, couldn't we? We can build one... It depends how much it uses.
Attention. Battery drain heavily increased by crafting.
Okay. Annoyingly, can't put storage here because that's there. We've got our bunks here. We're gonna have to put one of those teleporting things as well. But this is where this is a fresh carriage as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, I think for now we do a medium one here, and we do it until it goes white. Or green, even. There we go. Oh, yeah, because there's the elevator there. But you could potentially do a top and bottom. This becomes one big storage cart. It's all there. We don't even... Oh, you can't put rations in there. Okay. Okay. We're not really gonna have... You can't get out either. Can you make... You can put other doors, can't you? We don't want to put doors there, but... You can build a transit system. Then if we put it... I mean, we can put it there for now. Because we're not building any others. Go to your glider bay, and then you can go out. But yeah, no, it's too close. We've just got to go. Either that, or we just gotta like maybe just back it up a little bit. I'm gonna reverse. Didn't see. No. So if you drop your ammo, if you drop anything and then you transition into a different zone, leaving the train or not, that stuff's gone. Yeah, that stuff's just gone. Badly. Yeah, there's a couple of things where I'm like, could be better if we didn't have to, you know, put like our tech upgrades on our toolbar. We had somewhere else to equip them. I'm just thinking it. I mean, we've now got 20 minutes from that, but that sounded like that actually stopped quite far away in the end. Yeah, it did. Let's, just back it up a little bit. So we got our doors. Yeah, so let's back it up a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. And yeah, so at least that's why we didn't drop anything super valuable. At least you know that you have to put stuff in the inventory, because it's just not going to remember it. Weird how different games approach things, isn't it? Because Last Caretaker, you could drop something at the beginning of the game, play for 100 hours, come back, and it's still in that position. And I don't know what, like, tech systems that is doing, but I guess that might be partly a difference between procedural and handcrafted, because I'm I mean, once it's generated it the first time around, it's kept it, surely, right? Like, it's now... It's not handcrafted, but it has now generated it, so it's not going to unload it and forget it or randomize it. So it might just be a thing of like just being able to free up memory. Like that's quite a good thing to have. I'm starting to be a little bit more selective of what we're looting. I mean, if we got anything spare. I don't know why the healing stations aren't working here. I mean, if we've got anything spare, then we can take some weapons and things like that, break them down, recycle them. I think for now, I'm just looking for all those parts. Because this episode, we're probably going to start doing that next tier where we're using, again, it's cost energy, so we've got to fill our battery up, but you're using lower tier parts to make better tier, like the next tier up in items that are then used for crafts and things like that as well. Okay. Where's the... one of the ways up. Okay. Do have a lot of rations already. Some tech. It's a tech. Yeah, tech's just there for crafting and building. Last entry, we did it. Cool if you could read these and stuff like that as well. Things that we end up just scrapping. Okay. I'm gonna take all of them. We'll take all of them. And we're full. So... that's that. And we're going to salvage all of those. Try and... Okay. So we're gonna toggle all of those as trash. Remove some of them. Start recycling. And luckily, these things don't take power. It doesn't take power to recycle, from the looks of it. Get all of that. Do all that stuff as well. So, again, we're gonna have to enter to our... And no, it's the wrong way. I mean, I've almost filled up this one. Right, that's the problem, isn't it? Press there, and it's very quick when you're moving around, though. Very, very quick. Yeah, lots. Spend a lot of time micromanaging your inventory. Is it, again, it maybe something in the future it could do with a linked storage, where it's... You can just put stuff in and it'll just auto put it in the places where you've got the gaps for it. I don't know. Okay. Put our speed up. And say goodbye to that one. Again, so this red one is probably a carriage, right? Yeah. Again, like, I don't think it's a carriage we can...
Immediately consume food.
Yeah, that's like a front of a train. I don't think they're like things we can actually... like work with. There's another one as well. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how you would get them. But it does seem to suggest you can add more carriages. I mean, I know on some of the key art and the press kits, they show you trains with... Oh, there's a bit of normal debris there. They show you normal... It uses a lot. Yeah, they show off trains with, like, loads of carriages. I think if we don't stop for a little bit, we'll explore, see what the world generates. Lower that down, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Still charging. I think it just gives us a little bit of time. Now, there's a station, so I'm not too fussed at stopping at a station. That's fine. Just got medium-sized station. There's a lot of loot there. basically just gobbling up all the different resources you can so you can then flush out more of the train. I think a lot of our train's going to be spent on storage. We've got a nice long straight now. Or ideally, we can enjoy the ride a little bit. I love how there's snow coming off on the bridge itself. Little things like that where you'd imagine they'll adjust that in the future. Because that should be a simple rule of, if you're on a bridge piece, don't do that. You know? Like, and then I don't mind this, to be fair. Without them taking away the camera, I don't know how they would fix that. Unless they just force the camera in underneath, but I actually quite find it interesting. See the terrain layout. But yeah, so we can actually go 390 kilometers per hour, like speed limit here. Doesn't feel like it's 390 kilometers. I feel like it's like doing like 100 on the motorway, but it's all relative, isn't it? But it is charging that battery quite nicely. Okay, you've got a massive, like, planet here, haven't they? They're just generating... I'm guessing all those mountains slowly just disappear. Got quite a... I mean, you can see the mountains over there, actually, so it's got quite a decent draw distance. Tunnel is still 390 as well, and then it is gonna start like splitting up. We're gonna keep straight. Yeah, I mean, technically I could probably lower this a little bit just for safety, and then I could leave it on the autopilot for a second. So we know that from a salvage point of view, that's all good. That starts recycling, that's fine. Tech fabricator. So if there's stuff that needs this kind of stuff, which again, like, it ruins it to some degree because I don't want to craft some of this because there's no point me crafting this because I don't want it on my belt. You know what I mean? And at the moment, combat isn't challenging enough that I feel like I need to, but this is where you need like those serve ones and things like that. So, if anything, we want the refiner. I think we put in the other room, didn't we? Yeah, we want the refiner. And we want refined metals, which we've got a load there. Probably craft more. It's fine. Is absolutely fine. But you configure your glider. Where are we? Oh, we're just coming out. We're going onto a straight. Probably am gonna want to head back to the engine. Because there might be, yeah, there is going to be debris. There's going to be some debris. See that up ahead. Nice.
Unsafe speed detected.
Okay.
Applying brakes or risk train damage.
Actually now, even with the crafting, we are actually full. What we're gonna do is we're gonna smash past this. I'm gonna stop off here for a second. So, assault rifles. We got a Jackal one. We need... Can't remember how you access... How you change it. How do you change... You have to go out and unequip it. I think I'm being stupid, but I seem to remember there was a way to see your other tool belt. But... I can't, can't remember how you do it. Maybe you can't. But what we can do is, because we can do an upgrade, and get out here, and we can unequip our weapons. But we may or may not. I think these two are gonna go. I don't really want that. It takes up crafting space. Not crafting, it takes up my looting space. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chuck that, and that. I'm gonna recycle it. I don't know why it keeps stopping on this one, like it's not doing it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so if we go here and we go to the weapon. Oh, can you not do an upgrade of the Jackal at all? So you can do an upgrade of the Stoat. Have they changed it? Feels like maybe that's something they've gotten rid of. Or only applies to the Stoat up to level 2. Then you gotta craft them from scratch. Okay. Oh no, oh, you can do an SR Hornet. Okay. How weird. So you can do a Hornet upgrade. You can't do a Jackal upgrade. I mean, if that's the case, I might as well just build the parts fresh, and we could have tier 3s of everything. All right, we're gonna want. I mean, 2 of them. 2 of them. We're gonna want, oh, just one frame, 1 barrel. That's fine. And you're almost then just saying, well, I want to get rid of all of those as well. This isn't only usable in salvage building. But why is it not? You literally only get your scrap metal back as well, which is sad. I think if you could carry on upgrading, then that would be quite good, but yeah, it seems like you can't do that. I'm curious what it, why it's not doing these broken robot parts. It's actually going to ignore this. Actually takes longer to do that one. Okay. Okay. Let's go up. Let's grab most of those. Use 2 megawatts already. Like, it does burn through your energy. Right. In a salvager building. Are you not a salvager building? I guess we just drop that then. Okay, it really doesn't like it for some reason, which is a shame. So, if that's the case, we'll ditch that. And we'll come back here. Jackal 3 needs more bolts.
Critical hunger levels. Immediately consume food.
Okay, we can do that. We've got so much scrap metal now. Okay, so it'll take one of those to make that. It's fine. 4, 4, 4. So we can eat. The cell case. Higher tier energy cells. You need a metallurgy module to do the higher tier stuff. Which is gonna be the bit where it's like, okay, we gotta like move a lot of stuff around. I think, yeah, you can have that there. And glider fabricator. That's where you can have different bits there. You can have your battery, increasing its integrity, increase its tank, different scans as well. Faster charging, boost speeds. There's lots of little bits you can do with your upgrades for your glider there as well. Or your storage. And we still have another empty carriage as well. Literally like have one there. And I guess you'd move a lot of this to the back maybe or something like that, because then you can just use the hatches around instead. Got the weapon fabricator there. We can make the Jackal free. And you can make the Badger as well instead of the Stoat. So you can skip the Stoat altogether. You need a few extra bits for that one. You could make a normal Badger. Wolverine. I quite like the Hornet, but we can make a Hornet free, which we'll do as well. think that's what we'll use. We'll just use those two. We don't need pistol and, like, we don't need all of that. Wow, this is actually using so much energy that we've got to get a move on. The weapon creation.
Battery levels low. Increased train speed. Battery levels critical.
Okay. It's like...
Engine failure.
No, there's no failure. Hush, hush, hush. So... you almost want to get to a point where you go back to the circle so that you can just sit doing some crafts. I don't care about that one. There we go. Like I said, don't know where it's going, but obviously its crafting's now decreased, so it's finished one of the weapons. Also, we increased our passengers as well. We haven't really found any places that we can use the hacking kits to open and get more passengers, though, have we? Like, a lot of the places don't have passengers so far. So, luckily we don't need them, because that's essentially, we got 7 lives before presumably the game would end, like game over. I'm guessing that's what happens. You'd have to load your save. Not permadeath. See, like, there's a bridge structure over there as well. Yeah, you can see that going over there. So, I mean, we actually can't. We'd have to, like, reverse up onto that one if we were going this way. So this, presumably, like I said, you can start seeing how, like, big this space could be. We could stay straight. We could divulge off. I think it might be worth us stopping here. Gives us a chance to generate some more energy as well. I'm going to want to build some... yeah, I'm going to want to build some more modules in our train so that we can get those higher crafts unlocked. And that's all about, like, triggering, like, an adjacency bonus, essentially. Very cool, though. You can imagine the robots, like, laying all this track down, making it all there and stuff like that. And then, like I said, something's gone wrong. And now the robots have all turned against us. Actually, I'm guessing it's going to be a station. It is a station. Medium. It's mainly got scrap. Nope. Almost ran him over. Quite a few heavies there. Because this looks like a building you could probably go in, but they never seem to, like, let you go in them. Okay. Let's pick up our new weapons. Good, I'll need to remember to equip them, actually, which again is annoying because there's no, like, loadout. Like, you can't... ah, you probably can, actually. There is somewhere, isn't there? There we go. You can configure your loadout here. There it is. That's how you do it. So you got to actually go to the place itself, but that is how you do it. There we go. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I was like, there is a way to do this. I'll take that. These are going to be used pretty quickly, to be fair. I guess, like I said, once you've got a couple of weapons that you're really happy with, you don't really then need to worry too much about... I guess it does free up a few slots that you could put some things in, but again, I'd rather it be a separate, like, part of your exosuit loadout, that it's like something here and you slot those modules in. I mean, that'd Be really good. I think that's good on that side of things. Obviously, we will eat, and metallurgy module, we need an energy cell 2. And was that? Did we make that our little fabricator? Is that a... That's somewhere? Probably in one of the other ones then. So we'll look. Got light ammo, super heavy ammo as well. I like just having the normal ammo for now. I'm gonna craft some energy ammo. Just because they're gonna have those turrets there that are gonna need it. So that's fine. And I guess we always need more plates and more bolts. And more energy cells. Right. Plates were like always... I mean, this would actually half our energy, which costs quite a lot. Is it this one that makes the... Oh, this is the stuff we can use to, like, reduce the damage to the train. That's the refined parts, equipment, and then upgrades. So the equipment is for us. Oh, automatically. Oh, so this has a certain amount of charges, but will basically automatically put the collision up for you. So this lets you ride the train and you can just leave it going, and if it crashes into something, it crashes into something, but the Sentinel will guard it for a 60-second duration. That's pretty cool. Number of times, but you can put a derail failsafe. So this lets you drive the train automatically a little bit easier. And then obviously that lets you use the ISO, which I'm not too fussed about. But these two are quite good, actually. I think we could do aim for an S3 and probably a failsafe free for now. And then this optimizes the acceleration. This is a brake optimizer as well. Stabilizer allows the train to travel at higher speeds without derailing. All have durations, so they are something that they're not like a one-time upgrade. You're constantly going to be repairing these bits. This reduces the energy consumption while in motion. This lets you like craft a little bit more efficiently with some things. Whose energy's the train's energy generation. Again, we could go for one of these as well. I mean, it's going to cost a lot of stuff in the first instance anyway. And these are stackable to increase its durability. Then you got all the scans. So loads of things they've really thought about here. It improves the energy consumption of the Aegis as well, which is the shield. Like I said, these ones... not really... yeah, not really that fussed about these. Endurance frames... not really fussed. Yeah, not really fussed about those. Refiner, we got that. Composite metals, but we need the metallurgy module here as well. I know I've seen it. Where is it that we make... oh, is it the laboratory where we make the food? Is it this one? I've seen it somewhere. There we go. Okay. So this we need a load of ISO. A load of ISO. More hot soup there as well. a lot of power as well. The crafting is actually quite expensive. It's not really something where you're able to craft a lot while stationary. I'm actually gonna get out the wrong side of the train. Actually, no, we don't need to. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna pop that. Make sure these are reloaded. They are. Okay, nice. I fell off. That's not good. It fires faster as well. It feels like it. Whoa. 90. Whoa. Okay. The rifle's pretty good. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where? Where? Is he underneath? I don't know where I'm looking at. Oh, he does seem like he's underneath. That's unfair. Can't really compete with that, can we? Ooh, looks like there is a little indoor bit. Oh, not quite. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, shit. You can tell they got these different enemy types as well. They got the heavier guys. Definitely good shout with the weapon upgrades. I don't know where you are. I can see you though. Okay. Am I blind? I can't see him because, yeah, he's still underneath the... Not very fair. I guess he's fallen through the ground. He's gonna gobble up all his friends in front of him. Okay, now we're actually burning through our ammo a bit more. I wish we had more ammo. And those are these like shotguns and things like that, which again, not really sure. Massively need those. Let's eat one of them. Buddy, where are you? No, okay. Just stopped in time. I think you really get a ton from breaking down the weapons, really. Not as much as I thought you would get. Because you just get scrap. You don't get, like, the original components. Do we have another dismantler? We don't. UMP might be worth keeping. I don't know if we need all the repair kits. Oh, he is. He's literally... He's a pest.
Sector clear.
Oh. Okay. That wasn't too bad. I don't like how this clips into the station, but I guess it stops them from having the platform too far out or something like that. Gives them some flexibility. Yeah, you don't, like I said, you don't get any XP or anything for kills. There's no skill increase or anything like that, so some of the stuff you're like, it would be cooler if some more bits you could earn from it to fit your playstyle. Grab those as trash items, so that's fine. We can also put the hacking kit on there. Allow us to take that, with the rations, and we can get out of here. Dude visit invisible underground armor. Gotta look at this in a weird way. There we go. Right. Let's move all trash, start recycling. Configure our loadout. Chuck those in there as well. Top that up. We've got all our rations, that's fine. Again, we're... Oh. Oh, okay. Fairly full with our rations at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we just keep going. We could break off down this way. But we're going to keep heading east. Keep heading east. Maybe go like that for now. Got all the plates, that's fine. So what was some of this quickly? So the tech fabricator. Sentinel seemed quite good. We just need 2 serve 1s. We're gonna need 4 of those, aren't we? I'm gonna go for that. We can start getting some of that done. And the laboratory, obviously we got some cells. We need more isotopes and cell cases. We can make a couple of cell cases while we're here. Might be good just to have. They don't actually cost too much. I'll make 10 of them, just so we got them in storage. Speaking of that, I get some floor tiles. We can do this bit as well, can't we? I think if we go to the battery wagon. Oh yeah, no, we want to go to the glider catcher, which isn't really the glider catcher. Can you rename these? Sure. For a tunnel. Okay, might be some debris on the tracks there, but we shall see. Wait, what did I just put in there? We want that out, don't we? We'll actually take some of the ammo out as well. We are burning through more of the ammo, so absolutely fine with that. Oh, they're actually... Oh, that's energy ammo. Standard ammo. Yeah, okay, cool. We've got 2 normal energy cells. Okay, we've got loads of rations as well. Loads of repair kits. Like I said, game gives you plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. We can make a large storage if we made more bolts. A lot more bolts. One thing I do want to do is, I saw it in the options, I want to turn off the rotation of the minimap. I personally like to always just have a north orientation. Okay, so you can only have 11 items, like 1 item crafting and 10 in queue at any one time. That's fine. Oh, we've got a bit of a snowstorm as we're heading further. Okay. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break. There is actually a couple of obstacles, but I'm also mindful that we need to do some gliding. Since there's some of that isotope stuff there, because we need 10,000 to make that energy cell too. We need a lot. Really hard to slow this down once you have got it, but because it's a glider. Oh. Shit.
Vital signs lost.
Oh, I got killed in a glider crash. Oh. Well, there we go. Let's see. Bear glider. Whoops. So we are actually piloting in the glider. That's good to know. To have that confirmed. I thought we were like remote controlling it, like a drone kind of glider. No, we're actually inside it. So we did lose a passenger. One of our guys, he's been doing so well, and he crashed into a rock and died. What a way to go! It's basically a super soldier. I mean, that is like probably the thing that they, if they were to do like add like RPG skills to this to some degree, it would be. It'd be like, right, well, what happens when your soldier dies? Were those unique to that soldier? So then your skills and everything are back to, like, their base? Or is it persistent and it's just a live system? Like, you know, how do you approach that?
Glider energy critical. Flying above clouds to charge.
It is charging. It has solar charging, so it will charge to some degree. I think, anyway. Fly above clouds to charge. Ah. No. Could fly above the clouds, but we're not going to have the energy to go above the clouds in that first instance. Does it charge instantly? Oh, it does. So you can actually just send it back out again. Oh, you can see it goes up a little bit in the charge. Back to 1 now. Yeah, the higher you are, the more you can actually charge. Shut the collector off then. Oh, there we go. We're hungry as well. Okie dokie. Refiner. Can always make more of these as well. Again, there's only one. There's not. Some of it is quite reasonable. Yeah, another medium storage, or a large storage, sorry, needs way more bolts. Definitely need to sort out like the layout of where we've got everything going, but we can craft that. It's fine. Got our storage in there, that's not a problem. Got a laboratory, which again need a few more isotopes. Oh, there's a food from some things there as well, and organic extracts there. Not too fussed about. We got so many repair kits. I'll just give us some scrap. Got our loadout, which is fine. It's all good. Got exosuit forge. Those received damage. Stamina consumption. But again, these are, you know, fairly... I mean, these will take isotopes. Got the refiner that's doing its thing. The glider module here. Again, doesn't make sense that it's here. So I guess the scrap goal 2 would just have more like slots. We got the Pelican, carry capacity and durability. We want a tech unit with that though. Tech unit 2. Can we make a tech unit 2? Got that. Tech unit 2 needs a nanny. Oh no, yeah, we got tech unit 2 there. Can take a lot of bolts though, but yes.
Battery drain heavily increased by crafting.
Some biopolymer as well. We can do here. That's what you can use your rations for, to get some of the biopolymers. Fabricator. Yeah. We need the tech unit 2, we need the bolts, but then we could make a Pelican. Whereas the Falcon's for speed and scouting. And that's just balanced stats. Okay. Get your ISO tanks. Automated sends the gliders back upon destruction. Okay, yeah, so we've already got a black box. Uses it for a certain amount of time. Okay. Glider scan. What can you scan for? Increase the scanning range. Oh, nearby locations and object information. Okay. So you can use them as like little scouting tools as well. A scout ahead. Okay. This whole empty wagon here as well. Got all the bolts. Got loads of those. The soups. We got the tech. We can put those things in there. Still making some more of that. That's all good. And so we still need 51 more bolts. Alright, we're gonna have to get a move on though.
Battery levels low. Battery levels critical. Engine shutdown imminent. Engine
As soon as we... Oof, there we go. Okay, no. We're gonna speed up, aren't we? There we go, there we go. We can outdo our crafting costs now. Nice. Some more isotopes up there. I'm gonna stay straight and we'll have a look. Hopefully it's another facility, but it might be another train station. I feel like when they're really close to the track, I don't know actually, that one might be a facility because it's actually not on. Right, they're actually on the track when they're a train station. So this will be a facility. And you just got all these bits of rocks and stuff like that. I think it's worth going and doing the glider. Lots of stuff here. Makes sense if we can get a nice 2000 of ISO without crashing. That'd be great. I know it's hard to like, so because you got the colds and everything like that, although there is the soups and things like that that give you the resistances, but it'd be nice if there were like other things that you could stumble upon. Everything's kind of like stations or facilities along the track. Doesn't seem like you can find a facility with your glider. You can actually see that's the thing that we're heading towards. Out the other side of the bridge. I'm not going for that one. That's bait. That's bait for me to just crash. Almost got a full tank of ISO here. Trying to use the booster just to get high and then use our momentum. There we go, we're full. Oh my god, that was a little bit. The train's actually quite far. It's fine though, don't need to use any more battery. We can just glide our way down. Like 4 kilometers away. our little little baseball glove come and catch us. There we go. He's getting ready. I like that they've made that quite easy. Like, you don't really have to just fly into it. You don't have to, like, line it up or do anything crazy to sort that out. And I said, I think it just puts us straight in our overall train storage, so that's nice as well. There's all our biopolymers. Not gonna craft those just yet. Laboratory, still don't have enough for the stuff there. We've got loads of bolts. So we should be able to build a large storage, which I'm intrigued. How much bigger is a large storage? Oh, okay. So it's same size, but it's a top and bottom. Is that effective to do? Because I'm pretty sure I could put plates. So large storage is 48 slots. Medium storage is 27. If I spend a few extra plates... So essentially, it takes the same... Takes the same size. It can just be accessed on top and bottom floor. But... Have they thought this through? Am I... Two of these? Does it do anything different? No, except rations and ISO. 2 of these holds 54. You get 6 extra inventory slots. Surely it should be incentivized that the large storage should hold like 60 or 70 or something like that, because I can... The benefit, I guess, is that top or bottom floor you can access the same storage container, whereas having them separate would mean that you need to spend the extra plates, of course, but we have this mapped out already, right? And we can then put a medium storage. Oh, does it not let you actually? Oh, wait. Do they not? We have a medium storage upstairs, don't we? I need one more plate, that's why. There we go. So you spend more on the plates, but this gives you 4, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. So you get your 27. And you get your 27. Like, in my humble opinion, yes, you're spending more on the plates, so maybe cost effectively. And then you've got 2 different... So you're paying for the convenience of having it all in one slot. Essentially. But even then, look, it's 16 plates for 2 medium storages. The pipes you don't make a saving on. The wiring bundle you don't make a saving on. The bolts you don't make a saving on. And the large storage takes refined metal, which is an extra expense. So you save 4 plates, which, yes, okay. You're going to have 1, 2... Wait, what do you need? You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plates. Plus then the walkway. But assume you've already got the walkway. This would be 14 plates, but you assume you've already got a walkway to do this anyway. Because you still need the walkway to access it from the top level anyway. Like if you wanted to do that. So it's... You save 4 plates. You have to spend 7. So net is it costs you 23 plates. But you don't have to pay the the refined metal cost. So 3 more plates, you save 20 refined metal, and you can have your 2 medium storages here. Like that. Now, what I'm curious about is I need our... I'm thinking of doing here is we move all this, but there's no way to like transfer it quickly, is there? So go in here. Can we put a transit station? Can we squeeze one in there? No. Can we squeeze one in there? No. Can't squeeze one in there at all. So we just don't have a teleport on this one yet. I think we will have that somewhere. Ah, we can have it here, can't... Oh, can we not? No. Can you build them up? Oh, you can build them up. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do that to the... It's called the glider catcher. I don't know why it's called the glider catcher, because the glider catcher is not technically in this room at all. But there we go. And you can probably sort it to some degree. Well, yeah, we can do that. Okay, and let's go up. And then I was gonna say you could have one that's just for all your greens, all your oranges and stuff like that, but probably have smaller storages for those moments, for those items. Then what I'm thinking of is we get rid of that. And go to the glider catcher. And we can build our next one, which kind of thinking that there, because then it's already ready with the walkway. We can build a second one on top of it when we're ready. But that's all in there. We do still want the transit system. I'm trying to think where we'd put that, maybe... Because if I was to build another one... Oh, it doesn't let me draft one out. I was thinking that's... That is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then one there. So there would be room to have a gap where we'd be able to have a hatch. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, we'll keep it there for now. But I'm thinking this would allow you to have 4... You'd be able to have 8 kind of storage containers in this eventually, once we've got the resources to do so. Also means... I think here's something we're going to do. Is you can actually clear all these. I think get rid of them. I think we can... Oh, I'm full. Okay. By build a transit system. I mean, they can go there. Oh yeah, just build it straight from storage, didn't it? Glider catcher. It is quite satisfying to like organize and get that all sorted, to be fair. Okay, so you can fast travel around the ship, around the train. The ship, like the last caretaker. And that's all fine. I'm trying to think what would be... We don't need our ISO stuff in here. We don't need our food in here. I think the weapon fabricator... I don't know what you would have in this bay. I think for now we'd keep that there. But we're probably going to move the synthesizer and things like that down the train a bit further anyway, so then they've got room to have the metallurgy next to it. I think that would be... These two are probably going to be next to each other because they both need... I mean, actually, they all need a number of different modules. Bit weird how you'd like put them all together, I guess, but that is that. Glider config. Again, we can do all the upstairs on this one as well. If we have the metallurgy module here, it's weird because I think, as far as I'm aware, the metallurgy module needs to be... Yeah, it can affect up to 2 stations. It needs to be crafted next to them. So they're like an individual add-on, and they cost an energy cell each time. All 3 of these do. The temperature, the nanopolymer, and the metallurgy. They're expensive. That's 10,000 ISO a pop. You definitely want to like have your workbenches like maximizing the 2 workbenches each time. Could probably be this carriage. This is going to be our storage carriage. Right, 100%. So that's all good. Right, let's go there. Like I said, I don't know if you can... This is where you change your cockpit for that. Is there not a way to like... Can you right-click the... No. I was going to say, could you... I guess it's trying to be... It just doesn't... Well, I don't know why it's a battery wagon. It's not. But I guess that maybe give the option to control that in the future, which would be nice if it can do that. You can hold more food. You need more plates as well. And eventually have like huge storage. And huge storage is, from the looks of it, 72, which is going to be 2 of the... Which again, I think, looking at it, looks like it's 2 large storages next to each other. Other than being able to access it all in one UI, I don't think they've thought out the incremental... I mean, by that method... One sec. It'd be annoying as hell. How many do you fit in here? So you get 10, 20, 30... See. Okay, so even medium storage is rubbish, technically. If you're fine with having the micromanagement, they need to rethink this, don't they? Am I overthinking this? At the moment, you get more storage slots if you have loads of small storages compared to a medium or a large or a huge storage. But really, it should be... I think the space that they take up is fine, but really the medium should be more beneficial. Other than just having it in one UI, the medium should be more than the sum of, you know, 50 small storages.
Critical hunger levels.
Okay, one sec.
Consume food.
Oh. In terms of saving, you spend more to build it. The small storage to medium storage, you actually do say, you know, building 5 small storages will cost you way more. Will cost you almost as much as a large storage, but you get more slots. Why? What have we marked? No way that's 141 kilometers away, is it? I feel like the scale of the game is a bit off, but that might be just me. Alright. Doesn't feel like that's 140 kilometers. I'm glad we were able to, like, sort out the storage a little bit there. Get that all kind of organized. Can't wait for, like, future updates with this, though, because I think that there's a lot of potential with this game. There's a lot of potential. And there's just some, like I said, little things where you're like, it's a little bit odd. A little bit odd. Oh, no. I don't know why I did that. I accidentally went on the wrong track. The main resource is rations. Not too fussed for that, but... I guess here we are. And there's some more ISO stuff there as well. Okay. Okay. We're on this side, aren't we? Again, weapon movement when you're moving, aim down sights. I'd love that as well, like proper aim down sights as well. But despite all the little bits where you're like, that could be better, that could be... With the one eye that it is early access, and obviously it's, you know, it's early access, I think it's fair to say. It runs very well. The gameplay loop is here, and they've really nailed that down. It's actually fun. As someone who is a loot goblin, it's really fun just to run around and gather all this stuff. They've definitely, in an update, done in one of those updates, they've adjusted this, though. We're finding way more weapons everywhere. Everywhere now. Nice to have one of these again, though. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I like these stations. These ones are quite, okay. Took a hit there. Can we heal now? We can. So it's just a bug in that other station, then. Okay, let's be honest. It makes no sense to, don't really get much for them. Yeah, filled up so quickly. So quickly. A holo mapper. Don't insist you will be there in 12 minutes. That's just something you scrap, though. Okay. It's not anything importante. You're actually full. Full already. How are we full? Colony buddy. We got loads of these energy cells. Expands the train's energy storage capacity when inserted into energy storage. Oh, okay. We need to build an energy storage then, don't we? I think they could allow higher stacks as well, or allow you to change that in the settings. I think the amount we are picking up, there is a, again, I guess it is designed with one eye on this being a multiplayer experience. Yeah, this is a lot more of a dorms kind of one. That's a helicopter then. What that like sounded like then. That. Over that. Vault these. Get up here. And we will move all trash. Start recycling. What would be good then? I'm guessing it is gonna. Okay, yeah, small battery rack, medium battery rack. We could build one of them. We won't have enough to build both, but the medium battery rack. We can actually squeeze that in the same place. Open that there. Ah, there we go. So you actually can now store more by just putting the cells in. Interesting. You can upgrade that as well. I think it makes sense that you'd eventually just have... I mean, you're going to need loads of plates. Loads of plates. If anything, you need to have the upgrades that make crafting cheaper. We've also got the room to do that. It would actually empty our batteries entirely. But yeah, I thought there would be more train carriages. And maybe, like I said, maybe it's not something you can do yet. Why are some of them blue and some of them aren't as well? Why are some lit up? And are there drawbacks of more carriages? Like, does it cost more energy to then pull, so you generate less energy, so you need to focus on being more efficient with your batteries and things like that? Oh, we can actually get some new survivors. Yeah. Okay, I do have another hacking kit, but it's in the storage, isn't it? Okay. We can come back and get that guy, maybe. I think upgrading your weapons. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can see through the walls. I think upgrading the weapons are 100% a good call. Oh, there you are. Oh, shit. Another one coming. There's another one coming. Get them stomping. One to my left. I think. No? I mean, there is one straight ahead, but... He behind me? Or is that just me? It might be just me. Yeah. Oh! Oh, shit. This kind of acts like a shotgun in a way. Oh, God. Some healing. Footsteps are actually pretty good. It's annoying that they can see you through walls and all that shit, but... There is one in here. There he is. Don't know where he is. Oh. Me pushing forward more than I need to. Loads of robots. So many. Rifle is very good. Very good. Like, nailed on accuracy. Feels like it needs some grenades. You know what I mean? Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's got a shield on. The new enemy type. Goes down like the rest. They're a little bit losing their pathfinding a bit. God, right. Okay. Okay. We're going through these scrapper kits now, aren't we? It's probably the most enemies we've come across. I wonder if it's like the further in you go, just the more threat there is. I don't think we had another one, did we? No. Those are all good. It's been eventful so far, isn't it? I think they'll probably... Do they despawn when we leave? Like I said, they only give you a little bit of scrap anyway. You're not getting rich from breaking them down. Again, plates are actually rather valuable because, like I said, they cost a lot of energy to actually make, and you need a lot of them. They're like used in everything. And annoyingly, they only stack in groups of 5, so they're quite annoying to have like a load of them as well. Let's have a bit of a variation with this base though. It's like I said, it's similar tile set with this warehouse thing, but at least the layout and the amount of enemies made this one a bit more interesting. Like I said, there's repair kits everywhere, so I think there is probably the maybe future expectation that your train will suffer more damage and need more maintenance than it currently does. Oh, that's energy ammo. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Take those rations. Need to come back with a hacking kit anyway. Quite a big facility actually as well. He's stuck. Or is he just making no— oh. Oh, okay. He's got stuck in all the excitement. Okay. Yeah, I would raise the limits on the stack size of like how much you can carry some of these things. Like just I'd raise these limits to 50. I'd raise the 5s to like 10 or 15. I'd raise the little 5 little stuff here. I'd raise them to like 10 or 15 as well. Because this game is essentially, at its core, very, very similar to The Last Caretaker in the sense that your main kind of purpose here is by gobbling up all the loot so that you can progress, you can craft more and progress and get out and do all that stuff as well. It's, yeah, we're all good. That's quite a nice little bit of combat. Like I said, if you've been watching from the first episode, you'll have noted my, like, I think it's safe to say my disdain for the combat. But then they did the patch between that first episode and the second episode and now, and it does feel a lot better. And obviously having better weapons and things like that obviously helps. I think if you're a new player trying to get one of these, like a tier 2 or a tier 3 weapon, is really, really good. Like would recommend you aim for that. What is it with these? Only usable in a salvager building. Is this not a salvager building? Am I getting confused? This is a salvager. There must be a bug with some of this stuff that you can't. They'll go in, but you can't salvage these. You can't even salvage the holo mapper. So all of these 5 items are not able to be salvaged. That's annoying, isn't it? I'm guessing. Oh, we'll put them in there. Figure that out. And we can make more of them. Need a little bit more on isotopes. Go to our... oh, I went to the wrong one. It needs like a fill similar as well, like from your backpack into your medium storage. At the moment, you need to do that for each one. There we go. We need to build a food storage as well. Like open that one up. Got way more rations than needed. I know there was the one survivor in that. I don't know if we need to go back in. I mean, there was so much stuff, but at the moment, it's not the stuff we need is actually the generation of energy from the train, so that we can craft more of the bits we need. Kind of shifted to that now, so yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. It does have 1200 ISO in there somewhere. It might be worth staying and exploring a little bit of that, but just conscious of time. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. Let me know if you'd like to see more. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.